listen, I am with one of my favorite rappers of all time. That is No Cap. And also my blood cousin. And this man is a Grammy Award winner. And he makes some of the most beautiful, thought-provoking music that you can listen to, from bangers to things that'll make you question your whole life. But he is with me today. I don't know what we're going to get into, but I'm just so happy.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some, and it would only have to be some that don't know him. And I introduce to others, to the 18 people that don't know who he is, none other than Lecrae Moore in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
you. Let's get ready to rumble.
Thank you.
What's up, fam?
It's the first time, but it won't be the last.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on and already reserve your spot for the next time.
Oh, because listen, man, this is so necessary. What you're doing is so needed in the culture right now, and so I'm super supportive.
Thank you, man.
It's the authenticity and the rawness that I think people were missing, and but it's laced with truth.
Yes, sir.
Which is like, anyway, man.
Yeah.
I had to get that out.
No, I appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean? I could keep going.
I appreciate it, man. No, it means a lot coming from you, dude. Like we stepped out here, man, and it would have been one thing if this was like a part-time gig, like, hey, I still lead a church, but I kind of do this on the side. But like to step on faith and say, no, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We sit down and allow people to have this space to give us the gift of their vulnerability.
Yeah.
Depending on whatever we get into. So that's what it is, bro.
I'm grateful. Like, sincerely.
Thank you, man.
For me, especially because I'm about to just go in on a little bit of a tangent.
Hey, bro.
Probably.
Cannonball.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you can go wherever you want to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's important for me because I, have been a public face in the Christian world for nearly 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when I was most authentically myself, I was rejected. Right? And I didn't realize or recognize that I needed to continue pursuing that sense of authenticity and that sense of vulnerability. Because what generally happens is a cycle. You're vulnerable, you get rejected for your vulnerability, you get mad, you lash out, do something embarrassing, now you're ashamed, then you're vulnerable about what you've done wrong, and then they reject you again, and then you lash out, and then you're ashamed, and then you're vulnerable about what you've done wrong, and then they reject you. And so that cycle just kept perpetuating itself. And it's like now the generations have changed. It's a different era.
Yeah, for sure.
And people are not as I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they're not as like married to these rope rituals and routines that they think gives them a sense of authenticity or self-righteousness. Right. So now people are genuinely looking for who's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's real?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I hear what you're saying that I need to like read my Bible every day.
Yeah.
But is there anybody who can tell me, who can say that from an authentic or real place where it's like, yes, but I'm also struggling with, sleeping with my girlfriend. And so it's like, yes, okay, yeah, read my Bible every day, but I don't know where I can go to be honest about I'm doing this.
Yeah,
thing,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
all that to say, I've longed for voices to be as real as yours, that were respected and that were grounded in God's word and God's truth.
Yeah.
And they're just, people will say the things you say in public and private.
Right.
Nobody was saying it in public.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyway, I salute you.
No, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so you gave us a good place to start, man, because I do want to ask you First of all, let's talk about what 20 years in the public does to one person. Like that speaks to longevity. That speaks to relevancy. Like, to stay relevant for 2 decades is not automatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The times change, the seasons change, culture changes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to change with it and then still be relevant. Some people, they were hits in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Lisa Presley died last night.
Yes.
And she was only 54, so young. And I'm looking at, you know, the recap of her life, and they're all pointing to, like, she had hits in the 80s. Right? Like, of course, we knew her name and we knew she was Elvis's daughter in case she died. But it wasn't like, oh my God, that song she released last month really captured my heart. No. So to stay relevant for 2 decades is not an easy task, nor is it easy to grow up in front of everybody publicly.
That's boy.
What did that cost you?
What didn't it cost me? What did it not cost me?
Right.
You know, I don't envy any public figure, you know, especially those who have to grow up in the public eye.
Yeah, for sure.
You become weird. You know, just being honest, you become weird. And a lot of my friends who are public figures, celebrities, they have a quirkiness to them because they never got to develop just that normal process of just growing with people in a very, like, interactive, interdependent way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
So they have kind of this, like, blurred reality that doesn't line up with the way the world really operates and works. For me, I'll tell you what it cost me was, one, it cost me not being able to not care about things that I should not care about. You know what I mean? Like I should not have to care about what everyone's going to say about my wife's skirt when we go to the BET Awards, right? We should just be able to go have a good time.
Wow.
Enjoy the moment, be grateful that God has allowed us to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you post a picture and they say her skirt is not going past her fingernails, you know, her fingertips are beyond her skirt. And she was not, I mean, you can Google the picture. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
But it's that reality where she's like, I don't want anything to do with social media anymore, because she's not even built like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's cost me having to, you know, process what many people can process alone in front of the world. And so there's a lot of grace for people who process stuff behind closed doors. It's kind of like you can dip away. And have a mental breakdown and a midlife crisis, all that type of stuff, and come back outside. And it's like, okay,
exactly.
But when you're in the public eye, it's like, hey, I'm going through a mental breakdown right now, and yet I have to be in front of the world. Or somebody caught me at Kroger spazzing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't get a pass.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, you signed up for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But signing up for this, like what they say we signed up for, and what we really signed up for, ain't the same.
Ain't the same.
Right? Like, because we signed up to, like, be light, and we signed up to make a positive impact, and we signed up for all of this. But it's like, if you're 26, okay, and you have a public profile, and people know you, you're not going to be the same person at 32
at all.
You may not be the same person at 27, depending on what happened that year.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like you don't even get to change.
You don't.
Like, it's like who they met you as, You know what I'm saying? Who they met you as at 26. If you're not the same person at 36 as you were at 26, then you have changed and we will cancel you.
Right. And we have the right to, because we bought you. You know, you are a tangible, consumable product, not a person. We paid money to watch you, to listen to you, to whatever we did, whatever we want from you, we paid for that. And that is who you need to always be.
Wow.
You're not a dynamic human being with nuance and differences. You are just exactly what I signed up for you to be. Yep. And you don't get to be anything more than that. And when you move outside of that box, I reject you. You know, I throw you away. And I always talk about, I say, because I've been that person. I've thrown people away because they moved outside of my box.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, man, what are you doing? I did not sign up for this from you.
Right.
And you know what changed my perspective, honestly, is I went to Paris. I had a trip to Paris. And I got out there, everybody talked about how amazing the food was. You know, try the food. Food was in Paris. I love y'all. Food ain't good. Yeah, food ain't good. Y'all pastries is good though. But I was camped out at KFC because y'all food wasn't good.
They got a KFC in Paris?
They got a KFC in Paris.
Shout out to Colonel Sanders.
Man.
Bailing a boy out.
and the hot wings, they got hot wings at KFC that's fire. But listen, all that to say is I get to Paris and I'm like, man, I cannot read these menus. Right? So I'm struggling because I'm like, I want to try this good food y'all keep telling me about, but I can't read the menus. And so I'm not spending my money on something I don't understand what's going on right now. And what I realized is that there are some really good restaurants there, right? And we went to one of them, but I could not figure out what was on the menu. So I bailed out and went to McDonald's, right? And what I think what we do as a society is when someone presents us with nuance and we got to learn and we got to process like the complexities of who they are as a person, we bail out and settle for something that is familiar. Right? So all that to say is like, that's what I paid for something and you're giving me more than what I paid for, but I don't feel like digging. You know what I mean? I don't feel like digging to see the diamond underneath this. I just want the coal. Just give me the coal. I'm trying to tell you there's a diamond under it. I don't want the diamond. Be coal or you're canceled.
Okay, Lecrae. I mean, okay, if you say so. Okay, so all right. So I see everything in pictures, fam. So I'm literally watching what you're saying. So this sounds like you experienced this from album to album.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I can imagine maybe 3 albums in a row, people were like, yeah, that's the Lecrae I love.
Right.
Can't wait to listen to his next album.
Yeah.
And you've been learning and growing and you figured out a few words in French.
Come on now.
In French to be able to order this thing. And you like, your pastries usually are the only thing I eat, but I didn't know I liked quail.
There we go.
And so now you come back and the 4th album is like, quail is one of the best things. What the hell? This is quail. Quail. Put an echo on it. And then they're like, we hate quail.
Yeah.
I can't believe this fool's rapping about quail.
Yeah.
Forget Lecrae.
Man, go back to rapping about chicken, bro.
Where's the KFC line? We don't care if you put the same songs on the next album. That's how much familiarity we want. So don't change.
Don't change.
Don't change your cadence. Don't change your topics.
Yep.
Don't change your passion. Because then if I've already committed to you 3 albums in, then what does that say about me?
Don't change because I'm not going to. Don't mature because I don't want to mature. Don't grow because I don't plan on growing. You stay here because I'm comfortable here. You know, and listen, sometimes it's okay to lock in on some things, right? Like you lock in. But at the same time, I think, especially as you get older, you get too locked in. That's how I remain relevant, is I never got too locked in.
Yeah.
I never got too locked in. And I get that from my mother. Shout out to my mother. My mother was, she grew up in the 70s, 60s and 70s. She loved her some funk, some soul.
Yeah, bro.
And when I start coming around with my rap music, she wasn't like, that ain't real music.
Yeah.
This is real music. She said, let me listen. What you got going on there? Okay. Oh, they sampled something from what? Oh, nah, okay. And it wasn't like an instant, like, ugh. Things are changing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I'm always open to seeing. Now, I don't mean I'm going there all the time, but I'm open.
Bro, okay, so I can identify with you at like the core of who I am. Because it's the reason why I can be 47 and a half right now.
Yeah.
And a podcaster.
Talk that talk.
Bro,
but you don't look 47. Shout out to you.
It's the melanin.
Black don't crack unless you smoke it.
And then you will age in dog years. Look at that 90-year-old man. No, he's 37.
He's 37.
Homie is 37. Okay. Birthday was yesterday. I saw him there. He was smoking crack on his birthday.